Hi guys, my name is WingedDeamonX here, and today I will be doing a deck profile about a YouTuber. And that famous YouTuber will be Markiplier. The deck will be mostly made of Perform Pals, and I'm going to show you how to make one. First you would need some key ingredients, a Perform Mage, Flame Eaters, and Hat Tricker. You may be wondering why I would use a Perform Mage Flame Eater, but it'll soon figure itself out as soon as I keep going. What you also need is some Perform Mage Trick Clowns. These guys will help you exceed summon faster. Well, putting all that to aside, we will be bringing out some Perform Pals. The first four we'll bring out is a Salute Tiger, Swordfish, and Perform Pal Skeeter Skimmer, and the Friend Donkey. Friend Donkey is mostly used to make a lot of XC summons, so you would really need one at least. The Salute Tiger will be used to get your pendulums that will be used in this deck. Skeeter Skimmer is mostly used for defensive purposes, and Swordfish, not really sure why he's here. Kind of reminds me of Mohawk. I don't know. Anyway, back to the story. The next cards you'll need is Old Man Stamp Turtle. These guys will help you out with a lot of XC summoning. And if I know Markiplier, he really loves to move out fast. So these guys are going to XC summon very fast. Next up, we have the 3 Perform Pal Pendulums. This one's not really used for this deck, but it's used for many other purposes. But the Silver Claw, that'll help your Perform Pals get stronger. And if I know Markiplier, he wants all his guys to be stronger. He'll help anybody out. That's his way. And Pantnaga, well, let's just say Pantnaga's gonna help out his little tiny box Tim. So we're gonna leave him right here. You're gonna see in a minute what Tiny Box Tim looks like. The next up are 3 random cards. Summoner Monk will be used to bring out level 4 monsters. Sorry to say this, but he won't be able to bring out Tiny Box Tim yet. So this one is used for XC summoning mostly. Krebons is used for a lot of synchroing. This basically shows Markiplier's evil side during Happy Wheels when he's killing people. And he's mostly a good defensive player because he pays 800 life points to keep him safe. So that's kind of good because with his effect, you can abuse the Flame Eater's effect. Because when you activate his effect to do damage to yourself, you can special summon these guys. And once you do that, you negate the effect and the damage equal to 0. So now you take 0 damage, but you still get to negate the attack. So that's the good abuse of Perform Mage Flame Eater. The next one will be the Sky Dragoons of Tragonia. He'll be used to help out Tiny Box Tim, because Tiny Box Tim is a normal type monster. He does not have an effect. You'll soon see him later. And the next one we have is Exploder Dragon. He's mostly a suicide bomber, like Santa Claus. Alright, so these are our next contestants, King's Knight, Jack's Knight, and Queen's Knight. These are your 2 first normal type monsters that will help abuse the power of 6 Dragoons of Tracodia. And King's Knight is mostly used to bring out this guy. So that's why you need them, but to tell you the truth, you could get these guys out and replace them with normal monsters. So we'll place the replaced ones right over here. Okay, and we'll leave the Dragodia later because these 2 are going to help out Tiny Box Tim. And here he is, none other than Tiny Box Tim. 2 GeneX controllers that remind me of Tiny Box Tim. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Alright, so Now I will explain Panaga's and Draconia's effect. With Draconia on the field, when your Tiny Box Tim attacks your opponent and does damage, battle damage, you get to choose one card on the field and destroy it. So Tiny Box Tim loves to destroy, but he's very nice, alright? And he's used to bring out a lot of stronger monsters, which is Xyz which is Synchro. And Panaga, well, let's just say you have these two in your pendulum zones. Panaga, you could choose your DeamonX controller, and for the number of Perform Pal monsters you control, well, his attack increases by 300 for each one. So, Tiny Box Tim is going to be overpowered. The next couple of cards is Final Gesture. This is mostly used to bring out some copies of your other monsters. But as you can see, it mostly helps out Tiny Box Tim. So make sure you use it wisely. The next card we have is Mind Control. With Mind Control, you could control one of your opponent's monsters. It cannot attack or be tributed, but it could be used for Xyz or Synchro Summoning. And that's the very good card. Next up we have is Smashing Ground. This will take out any defense problems you have against your opponent's monsters quite easily. And the next up will be Swords of Revealing Light. Just in case you're in a bad pickle and Tiny Box Tim is out there defenseless, you would usually use this to protect him for 3 whole turns until you get the cavalry on. The next card would be Pod of Duality. You would really use this to get the right draw you would really need. Trust me, this will help a lot. And the next one will be Supply Squad. Every time, this reminds you of every hater that Markiplier ever had, but no matter what happens, he always backs his statements up and gains a little more enthusiasm, which is the same effect here. Every time your monster is destroyed, you get to draw a card. Next up we have Bubble Barrier. This is used to protect your Perform Pal and Perform Mage monsters. And that's basically its only use. And here we have Falling Current. This helps you lower your monster's level by a number amount. But to tell you the truth, you could replace this card for something else. So we'll put this over here. And the next up we have Book of Moon. It's not that much good at defending, but it's a good enough card. You could still replace this one also. The next up we have is a Trick Box. This helps your Perform Mage monsters very good in a tough situation. Just like during that Stickman game. That mystery box though. The next up we have is Pendulum Shift. This will help you use the pendulum scale much more accurate than anything else. You could probably switch this if you want, but I don't highly recommend it. Next up we have is Call of the Haunted. Now, if in case Tiny Box Tim dies, I'm pretty sure Markiplier will be devastated. So I added a card to bring him back to life. Unfortunately, Monster Reborn is banned, so I got the next best thing, Call of the Haunted. Next up we have is Perform Pal Call. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, well, you could not only can you negate the attack, but you get to add 2 performable monsters from your deck to your hand. This is a necessary card you would need. That way you could get your Pendulum monster out already. And we got Perform Pal Revival. Just in case any of your Perform Pals you would really need in this deck dies, you use this. And Path of Destiny. Just like Markiplier takes a lot of chances, this is used to take a chance with Lady Luck. You flip a coin. If heads, you gain 2,000 life points, but if it's tails, you take 2,000 life points. Now, you use this power for the same purposes of Flame Eater's effect. And here's the Flame Eater's effect. I know it kind of looks blurry, but I don't know what happened to the video, so I'm going to try fixing it on the way. These next cards can be replaced, but they're used for many defensive purposes. I don't want to make you use it, but hey, this is a Markiplier deck, so go out and try it out. Next up, we'll be bringing you Xyz monsters. This would be your extra deck. This here is a Keymaster Beetle. This will be used to protect Tiny Box Tim and your other monsters. Crab King is used for defenses. You could actually take him out if you want. So all the cards you could take out and aren't necessary for this deck will go right here. Next card would be Black Ship of Corn. Again, not very useful. You could change it out. Fortune Tune is very useful. I suggest you keep this card because during each of your standby phases while this card's on the field, you gain a 500 life points. And when this card is destroyed, you could bring him back to your extra deck and 2 other level 3 monsters back to your extra deck. And you basically could revive him a lot of times. Sky Pegasus. We could keep him alive, but the fact is his effect isn't good enough, so I don't suggest you use it that well. Utopia is mostly used for defenses, but you could take him out if you want. Shark Drake, not very good, but when it comes to attacking, he's pretty good at it, and he gets to revive that attacking monster he killed. He takes away 1,000 attack points from it, and then he gets to attack him again. So he abuses attack and power, so this is a maybe right here. This here, Stardust Dragon, this is a necessary card you would need to protect all your monsters. So you would keep this. Black Rose Dragon, this is a maybe because it nukes all your cards on the field, and if Tiny Box Tim is on the field, I'm pretty sure Markiplier would be mad at me for adding him, so it's a maybe. Now this one gets rid of all your problems. Anything that's not a dark type monster is immediately destroyed by this dude. So this guy clears a way for Tiny Box Tim to do a direct attack. So does he. This guy, when he attacks a defense position monster, he has to destroy all the other defense position monsters. So this is a good card. And Kendama, when he's fighting a defensive monster, he attacks him direct. He basically does piercing damage. Alu cards mostly used for destroying cards that are set down. This you could really use, but not really. This one you don't really need it, but its ability is pretty good, especially the fact that you can activate it whenever you want. This is a Ghost Rare Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, very nifty. And last but not least, a Gaga Cowboy. A lot of people are very, very interested in Gaga Cowboys. This is a very, very important card to almost all the decks, so it's a maybe. So yeah, guys, this is the Markiplier deck. Try it out, replace some of the cards that I told you to, and say goodbye, Tiny Box Tim.
Goodbye.
Peace out.